Hey, what's up, brothers? This is Nicky G and welcome to Better Commander. Today we're getting real nasty with some curveballs. So yeah, man, you're putting together your commander deck. You want to include some ability to respond to what your opponents are doing, right? Well, let's reach beyond the usual assortment of interaction and get into some of my favorite curveballs. What got me thinking about this topic was a little card from Commander 2019. Sudden Substitution. 2 blue for an instant has split second. Exchange control of target non-creature spell and target creature. Then the spell's controller may choose new targets for it. This is an incredibly versatile spell. If you're making tokens, then you can exchange a token with some huge impactful non-creature spell your opponents are doing. Give them the token, dude. Take the expropriate. You see this little ferret's making things happen. Or if your dumb opponent has a big old Blightsteel aimed your way, you can cast a Brainstorm or Op, dude. Then just give it to them. I've used this on my own enchantments sometimes, then taking control of a Consecrated Sphinx or a Vorinclex. Damn, dude, that's spicy meatballs. And I love curveballs and meatballs, and this is only $1. Aw man, then you have a Sudden Spoiling. 1 black for an instant has split second as well. Until the end of turn, creatures target player controls lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 0-2. This guy just turned into goo, man. He's probably out there being all mopey at the goth club, brother. That's what happens when you cry black tears from your eyeballs. This can be used to blunt an alpha strike, but it can also be used to stop creature combos or combo payoffs, man. That split second makes it very difficult to interact with too. Cool card. What is this guy up to, man? Is that Hunter Biden out there? Magnetic Theft. 1 red for an instant. Attach target equipment to target creature. This guy is stealing all your silverware, brother. This can just steal equipment from your opponent's creatures, but it can also be used to move around your own equipment to mess with blocks. Heck, you can take one of your equipments and attach it to your opponent's creature at instant speed to finish off another opponent, dude. Control of the equipment doesn't change, so the owner can equip as normal, but that only happens at sorcery speed. Very interesting card, especially an equipment sub-theme. Chord of Calling, brother. X green for an instant has Convoke. Your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting the spell pays for 1 generic mana or 1 mana of that creature's color. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. This one is a little pricey, man. It's up there about $7, but people often forget this is an instant speed effect that can be convoked out to get a pretty massive toolbox of creatures. Go get something that has an ETB that your opponents aren't expecting, you know, like the old Sunblast Angel, dude, to kill their tapped attacking creatures, or Sarah's Emissary to give you and creatures you control protection from creatures. That's a curveball, baby. Aw man, what's going on with this big guy, man? He's just eating up some comeuppance, dude. 3 and a white for an instant. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you don't control. If damage from a creature source is prevented this way, comeuppance deals that much damage to that creature. If damage from a non-creature source is prevented this way, comeuppance deals that much damage to the source's controller. What's going on in this art, brother? These little guys are getting their comeuppance, that's what, dude. This thing has saved my bacons so many times, brothers. It's also searchable by Sunforger if you're building a Sunforger toolbox. Emergency Powers. 5 white and a blue for an instant. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library, then draws 7 cards. Exile Emergency Powers has addendum. If you cast a spell during your main phase, you may put a permanent card with mana value 7 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. That happens after the shuffling and the drawing. Little pricey mana-wise, this card. I love the art on this thing, man. You got the bald lady from Black Panther. She's conjuring up some Patriot acts out there, dude. The interesting thing about this card, which is an overcosted wheel basically, is that it can be cast at instant speed. Your opponents think they have the game locked up, they have a board wipe, they have interaction, they have a combo piece in their hand they just tutored for. This can be cast in response to all that nonsense. Great in decks that can cheat it out or decks that use cost reducers. I love this card. Hurl Through Hell, dude. 2 black and a red for an instant. Exile target creature until the end of your next turn. You may cast that card and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. This is rad, brother. Exiling a creature is fine, it's great, dude. But this allows you to cast that creature and get the benefits of any ETB or cast triggers, man. It's a huge swing. They lose a card and you maintain card parity for 4 mana. Mystic Reflections. I love this card, dude. 1 and a blue for an instant. Choose target non-legendary creature. The next time 1 or more creatures or planeswalkers enter the battlefield this turn, they enter as copies of the chosen creature. Has foretell for 1 blue mana. So during your turn, you may pay 2 and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on a later turn for its foretell cost, brother. This is another card that can be used defensively or offensively. You can make some opposing commander a copy of a goblin token, or you can make a goblin token a copy of a grave titan or something, man. Anyways, it's a sweet curveball, dude. This works fantastically with the old Avenger of Zenda cards, what everybody was talking about when this came out, but there's tons of cards that can take advantage of this unique effect. Cauldron Hayes, 1 and a hybrid black-white, instant. Choose any number of target creatures. Each of those creatures gains persist until end of turn. Look at these 2 legends out there. They're about to sing a Carlos Santana number out at karaoke night, dude. They got their dance routine down and everything. Cast in response to your own board wipe and let your pieces come back with -1 counters on it, brother. You can also sacrifice all your creatures you targeted to bring them back and sacrifice them again. Listen, man, this card is very powerful. Alright, last one to round out an even 10 here. We got Memory Plunder. This is 4 hybrid Dimir mana for an instant. You may cast target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. Listen, man, this is instant speed, and in the right deck can be a real toolbox monster. If you want to cast the card, you cast it as part of the resolution of Memory Plunder. Timing restrictions based on the card's type are ignored if it's a sorcery, brother. This is better than it looks on paper, and it looks pretty good to me, especially late game with all those sweet instants and sorceries sitting in the graveyard. So remember, folks, when you're out there on the street begging for cardboard, when you've lost it all, you're out there in a cardboard box and you just have a thin little blanket, you still have old Nicky G, man. I'll be here in my basement looking up cards on the internet, brother, and then talking into this stupid microphone. So like and subscribe for more if you like this video. And remember, when evaluating cards like this, see if they can target opponent stuff or just your stuff, or see what kind of stuff you can get with it, man. You gotta use your imagination. Keep in mind advantageous scenarios. This is Nicky G from Better Commander signing off.